today is all about what I do for work. I've mentioned that I do some DoorDash and like delivery stuff with my car. I love that because it's really flexible. I can do it, I can not do it. I can stop doing that job probably for a while and it's not like I have to quit or anything. I can just start doing it again. I mean, I've had jobs like that before. I quit and they're like, whenever you want to come back, you can come back. Because I'm good at what I do. Except for that I'm late all the time. I'm a music instructor. I give private lessons for anything in music that I know how to do, basically. I work for a large company. I also do some things on the side with like friends and family because we're just, we're loose about it. Whatever works for people. That's kind of what I'm all about. Whatever works for you. I'm flexible, I'm adaptable, and I like to learn. And I like to teach. And I learn better when I'm teaching. So if there's something you want to know and you don't know how to figure it out, I will figure it out for you. I know how to figure things out. I had to teach myself a lot. It's kind of left to my own devices in a lot of ways in life. But music was one of those things where I did start somewhere. I remember being in preschool. I always think of it as 3, but maybe it was 4. Let's just say 3 years old. My parents put me into piano lessons and I had this great teacher. I remember he was a young man, but I don't remember anything else about him. But I remember some of the things he taught me. I remember working out of a book for kids and learning the position where you share your thumbs and you learn to use your fingers. And that's probably where I started learning my dexterity. And the thing that I remember the most that I use sometimes is you need to keep your wrists up when you play the piano. And he would tell me to imagine the bottom of the keyboard as a hot stove. And if you let your hands drop and rest on it, you'll burn them. So you want to keep them away, right? Because it's hot. You don't want to get hot. You want to keep your hands away. Only your fingers should touch the keys. And now I know why that's important. You need to do this because it serves this purpose. And that's how I like to teach. This video is going up late and I'm going to change my schedule to Fridays because that was always my initial plan. And I decided to move it to Thursdays to try and promote Film Sprint. And that was stupid. I should probably move it to Saturdays. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I'm late. I'm gonna splice in some footage of stuff I did a few weeks ago. I want to add these diagrams that I made. Can I do that? Will that work? I don't want any of these footers. Go away, stop it. I use this free version of notation software called Noteflight, which is great because it's browser based, and I tried to download MuseScore and then my old computer died and then I bought a brand new laptop and maybe it would be different because maybe I did something wrong, but I don't care because I found this anyways and I love it. Everything is in C. These are the important ones. Intervals, every bassist should know. That's what this is. Root on D. I'm gonna change it to D. So I have the 5th, the octave, the inverted 5th, and I have the 4th, major 3rd, minor 3rd, minor 7th, also known as the dominant 7th. It's definitely need to spread it among. It's almost 5, 2, 5, 1. Now I'm gonna change it again. I'm gonna do root on A. A to E. One of my issues is having a bunch of little things that I have to do because it's so much effort to get me to start things. There's so many other things that will get in my way, whether it's distractions, whether it's fatigue and whatnot, that when the things that I have to get done are a bunch of little things, even though you think, oh, these are so easy, just go boom, 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 and you'll knock them out. But that means I have to get myself to do each one, and I'll start doing the tasks and it'll just kind of drop away at some point. I'll run out of time, I'll run out of energy. I'll be doing something, be like, well, I need to do this in order to do this. Like, I need to organize these files before I can do this. I'm gonna show you my laptop setup. I work really hard to have a system that will help. But I also need it to be flexible in a way. I need to put in these margins for error because I just know that's what's gonna happen. What did I call it? Is it in here? Why? Oh, E. Nope, nope, nope. Oh, I'm gonna need that later. Could send that. Okay, okay. Ooh, I'm going to finish that. Oh, 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 oh. Bodo, 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 bodo. I don't care about that. Oh! Handwritten chord charts. Okay, so these are chord charts that I made with an organization for my brain with some help from former coworkers. I know I'm gonna need one day where I can just like binge and like get into this place of focus, and it usually happens about now, at 10, 11 o'clock at night. That's when my brain can like start activating and being excited, no matter how I felt earlier in the day. There's a lot of different organizational tools that I have, some that work, some that don't. This is my all-important student notebook. It's just a big wall of text, so that can be a bit overwhelming sometimes for my brain, but it's what's got to be done. When I'm in my lesson the next week, I look back at my notes. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what we did. Here's my laptop. I was using this to work on student stuff, but it wasn't really helping. It was just another task for me to do, and I thought it would help me visualize. It's helping me visualize my vlog work, so that's what it is now. Things automatically download here, and I stopped being able to find, like, there's no downloads folder on the side here, and I don't know what happened, but anyways, it kind of helps because I still have, like, anything I download will go here. So what I do first is just immediately send them to new files for lessons, and then when I have the capacity for it, I will organize the new files for lessons folder. But at least new files, I know I can always find what I'm working on with my students, and I just go there. If I can't find it anywhere else, I can find it there. Otherwise, it's going to be in a place it should be. I've always felt that whether I was thinking, oh, I have a brain with ADHD or not, like, I just knew I have to trick my brain into doing things that need to be done. Just because they need to be done doesn't mean I'll do them. Basically, I have a hard time self-motivating. When I show up, I do it. I'm really good at working on the fly. I try to be better at being prepared, but it's just not my strong suit. But showing up and reading people in the moment, that's what I'm really good at. And just figuring out what they need. I spend all my time in lessons, being a barista. The perfectionist side of me is what really helped at the movie theaters because I was a projectionist and I managed shifts. But you know, when I was in concessions and box office and also running shifts, you have to deal with like the crises with people. So being good at working with people definitely helped then too. What I especially love teaching is I use the best part of my social skills, which is understanding how other people understand things and changing tactics. Because as someone with ADHD, I have to do that all the time. If I'm in a lesson and they're not excited about it, it's not working for them, they're not vibing, let's try something else. We'll figure it out because I'm already figuring it out as I go anyways. And that's when I get my best work done. That's why I love doing film sprint. But there is something to say about planning ahead, about having things prepared. I'm able to do a lot of the things I do because I have so much experience that I am prepared. I have lots of tab that I've already figured out and that is prepared. I just don't necessarily know I'm going to use it for the student. There is a certain amount of anticipation that is always required. And that's what I'm teaching a lot in music too. In order to really be good at what you do, you have to be thinking about what's happening next. Sometimes you can't think about the big picture. Sometimes you can only think about the next measure. but you're anticipating it just that much and you're golden. And I want to finish. I want to finish all too well. I want to do the whole thing. Oh, your sweet disposition. Oh, your sweet disposition. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know the words. Position. Autumn leaves falling down like pieces into place. Pieces into place. Pieces into place. Pieces into place. And pieces into place. That's an eighth note. Ugh. Okay, I'm trying to reduce the amount of ties I need, but the timing may require it. After a couple of hours working on one song for one student, I have enough to move on. It's really hard figuring out instrumental solos, especially of this kind of music. Like classical guitar is already difficult, but then when this isn't guitar, this is ukulele, so it actually imposes different kinds of challenges. Two, it's a modern song where there's a singer and then like a full band, and we're trying to get the essence of that sound all in one performance. So it's pretty hard. I'm gonna play it for you. These little frets are so small. Oh crap, page turn. All right, I'm pooping out. I'm calling it a night. It's midnight, pretty much, and my neck is killing me from sitting down and doing all this work. It's been hours. I'm still working on We Don't Talk About Bruno, and I have some other things I have to do. I am hoping to do some more tutorials on the channel, especially go into basics, because that can help me build whatever kind of curriculum I do want to have with any new students and have another avenue available to me as a music instructor. I don't necessarily know how these things will go on YouTube if I do just like what I'm currently doing now, but as a private practice, you know, I do it out of my home. I finally buy that home and get to be that old lady teaching your neighbors down the street. I'll have a system in place and then I adjust it for each person that I work with. But there's certain things that I'm teaching people over and over and over again. And those are things I want to make videos about. Like my little analogy about how to remember what sharps and flats are. I'm very proud of that one. So, as usual, parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow. And it is night for me. It's 11:55 p.m. and I'm gonna go do a bunch of editing. So if I go by movie theater time, it's still Thursday until 3 a.m. So if I get this done quickly, I'm probably not. I'm gonna be a perfectionist about it. I'm a perfectionist about editing, of course. But good night, goodbye. I'll see you next Friday.